Have you ever wanted a safe and loving place to come to spark that good feeling in yourself? Well, you've arrived. Welcome to the Show with Tanya Butson. In this space, Tanya encourages you to view yourself through love. This new energy allows you to become brave, to take the first step towards healing and thriving. Get ready to step into a level of self-worth never before experienced. With Tanya, a leader in the field of human potential, you will shift from longing to creating to discover that there is something better, and you will never ever have to settle for being in a state of perpetual darkness again. The Show with Tanya starts now. Hello, everyone. I'm Tanya Butson, and you are listening to the Show on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next hour as we have important information to discuss each Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern time. You will learn about some of the most interesting topics. You'll hear from some great guests and learn some awesome tips. So stay with us every Tuesday and join the Show. Today, I am giving the second caller a complimentary 45-minute Zoom call to discuss manifesting their dreams. Call in, don't be shy, 1-800-930-2819. Again, 1-800-930-2819. This episode is going to be filled with secrets of how to create your best life. So let's get started. I invite you to close your eyes just for a moment and just listen to these words. It is only when the contradictory thoughts, talk, and images are removed that your desired results will manifest. The faster you remove your resistance, the faster your dreams can be realized. Jack Canfield. What is the law of attraction? That is a good question. It's a term I'm sure many of you have heard before and may or may not know exactly what it is. So let me give you a little bit more information. The law of attraction is a universal principle that states you will attract into your life whatever you focus on. Whatever you give your energy and attention to is what will come back to you. That's huge, right? That's really, really big. Think about what you have in your mind most of the day. Can you tell yourself honestly right here, right now, that the majority of your thoughts in your mind are positive, happy, joyful, uplifting, enlightening? The answer is probably a big fat no. You can't tell yourself that. There would be very few people on this planet that who could truly say that is so. So what are we going to do with all these negative thoughts that we have, right? That is the question of the day. So think about that, because when you focus on the abundance of good things in your life, those good things in life, like that's what you want to focus on, you will automatically attract more positive things in your life. But there is a but, I'm sorry to say. If you center yourself on negative thoughts and only focus on what you lack in life, oh, that word lack, then you will ultimately attract negativity in your life. And what you want most likely will continue to elude you. Okay, so that's a lot of information just at the start of the show. So I really want you to take that in, because the main takeaway from this show is that like attracts like. Simple. Okay, no matter what I just said, like attracts like. So if you are thinking positively, you're going to attract positive things. If you are thinking about negative things and you are worry wart and nothing is ever going your way, well, guess what? You're going to attract more things that are not going to go your way. So, like attracts like. So, why is that, you ask? Or maybe you don't care, and you will just roll through life the way it is, and that is completely fine. But if you want to get ahead of what is going on currently in your life, and you want to have the best life you possibly can create, then stick with me because you are always in a constant state of creation. What are you creating though in your mind? You creating doomsday or you creating like paradise? Every moment of every day, you are actively creating your reality. Believe it or not, it the onus is on us. Everything we create, we bring into our life is our own responsibility. And we really need to take accountability for that because our thoughts create and dictate what we've got going on in our day to day. So, with every thought, either consciously or subconsciously, you are creating your future. What are you thinking about right now? I know. I know. You got to stop and you got to realize what you're thinking. Was it negative? Was it worry? Was it scarcity, lack? Or was it love, light, positivity, joy? When you know how to harness the power of the law of attraction into your life, you can direct your thoughts and actions in a way that allows you to effortlessly attract what you want. But it takes some practice. And I know, I know firsthand that it takes practice. Oh, yeah, let me tell you, probably 10 years ago, I started to really delve deep into the way I was thinking and what I was attracting into my life. And it wasn't the greatest time in this lifetime I've had. And when I started to realize that every thought I was thinking was negative, pessimistic, worrisome, I retreated into this disbelief, but it was also um, complete disheartening evidence of where I was at because it was really alarming to me how many stinking thinking thoughts I was having a day. And don't let that deter you though, because you'll get over that hump. It's just a shock, just like anything that you don't realize. And it comes to that moment where you're like, that light bulb goes on, you're like, holy moly, am I ever thinking negatively all of the time? It's okay. Because all we want to do is bring awareness to that so that you can then make the choice to change it. And that all comes with the power of intention. And I think a lot of people, when they're dealing with the law of attraction and trying to attract the life that they want, the things that they want, the feelings that they want to feel, they forget about the intention. It's not spoken a lot, but it's something that in my practice I have discovered is super important. And you need to have intention. You need to deliberately think thoughts now of how you want your future to look. So it's always about the present moment. You want to be in the moment, setting your intention so that you can bring about what you want with the thoughts you're having today in this very second, this very moment. So think about what you want: health, harmony in relationships, happiness, money, stability, peace, positivity, creativity, love. Do you want to bring that into your future? Well, you have to set the intention for that right now, today. It's all going to come to you or not come to you based on what you're thinking right now. So that leads me to ask you, what do you really want? What do you really want? And in my practice with my clients, I'm learning that they they don't know what they want. They've never had enough self-worth, self-love to allow themselves to dream and to think of creative ideas of the things that they want. And this is so disheartening to me because I'm a dreamer. I dream big. I probably don't dream big enough. That's something I'm working on, is to try to dream bigger. And I need to work on my self-worth for that. But there's people that have never even thought about something outside of their comfort zone. And comfort zones are good. They keep us safe, they keep us protected. But it there's there's really more to life than the comfort zone. And I really do invite you to find it within yourself to dream bigger. And when that dream is thought, start to dream even bigger and bigger. So, what I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper or your journal. And we're going to do some work together when we come back after the break, because I want to start getting you to brainstorm, to get that mojo creativity going inside your psyche so that you can start to think bigger than you've ever thought before. So I'm going to come back. We're going to do some interactive work together, and it's going to be fun. So grab that pen, grab that piece of paper. You are listening to the Om Show with Tanya Butson. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to figure out at least 3 things you really want. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're back on the Om Show with Tanya Butson. Before we continue, I want to make sure everyone knows how to contact me. If you have any questions, you want to book a service, reach out to me anytime. You can go to the website organicallymeta.ca. That's meta with 2 T's. Or you can email me at organicallymeta@outlook.com. So in the first segment of today's show, we were talking about the law of attraction and what it actually is, and what you kind of need to be mindful about in regards to the law of attraction and how it works. So I asked the viewers before the break to grab a pen and a piece of paper. And what we're going to do is I'm going to guide you. You know, this is the basics of the law of attraction today. So I figure perhaps I've got some viewers specifically wanting to learn the basics and might be stuck with dreams, goals, aspirations. So this is why this exercise. And if you're really good at dreaming, you know what? Today, I challenge you, dream bigger. So that is what you're to do with this exercise. So on the piece of paper, I want you to write down at least 3 things that you would love to attract into your life. And I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to give you a few minutes to write these things down. And I'd love a caller. Why doesn't somebody call in and tell me what your dreams and aspirations are? Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your mindset is like on the daily. I'd love to have a discussion with you for a few minutes on the air. And you know what? The caller that calls in first is now going to get the free session with me. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I think the number is 1-800-930-2819. I misspoke this morning. So, okay, how do you start to dream if you're somebody that's stuck in lack thinking or was never allowed to have an imagination or dream? Where do you even begin? Um, you know, it can be really, really small. Um, it could be simply going somewhere different that you've never been to in your own hometown. It could be going to a different grocery store if you go to the same one all the time. Like we need to start where it is comfortable for some people. We need to start where it is outside their comfort zone. So it doesn't have to be owning a castle in Ireland over the bluff of the ocean, it doesn't, it can be that, but it doesn't have to be. It could be simply going to a different grocery store in your hometown or out of town and see what's different. So don't put huge pressure on yourself to think elaborately unless that's where you're at. If you're not in that space and you're just beginning with the fantasy and the daydreaming and the imagination, you know, the imagination is the creation of everything you've ever wanted. So it's about learning to free your imagination so that you can get to these grander, bigger areas of life that are completely and totally attainable, no matter where you're coming from. So, areas of wanting and dreaming are wealth. I'm putting that first because most people want more wealth. We all realize that more wealth isn't the key to happiness, right? You know that, but it definitely takes the worry away. So, wealth, what would you like? Would you like an extra $1 billion? Too big? All right. Would you like an extra $1,000? Come on. You're worthy and deserving at least $1,000 extra out of the air, unexpected. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Bob Proctor always said, you do not need to worry about the how. I'm going to teach you later on in the show the secrets of how to manifest this stuff. Health, that should be number one. I'm going to shit on you today. Sorry, Louise. You should want perfect health. That is always number one. That trumps anything. Health. How about travel? Where would you like to go? What would you like to see? Where have you always dreamed of? Do you want to go see the elephants, tigers, lions in Africa? Or would you like to go see paintings in France? Do you want to go roll with the waves at the beach in the tropics in the Caribbean? Sky's the limit. No, it's not. There's glass ceilings with that sky. Break them, go through them. You can attain anything that you want. Success. What is that for you? Is that a promotion? Is that getting through the day without feeling sad? Success for everybody is different. Property. What do you want to own? Do you want to be mortgage free? Do you want a house? Do you want a simple life, minimally living, um, somewhere very remotely and quiet and off grid? When I think property, I think of a mansion, like a Charleston mansion. Um, but some people want to be off grid and, live in a tent. Everybody's different and nothing is wrong and nothing is right. It's just dependent on what you want. Family. Do you want to escape your family? Do you want to leave your family so that you have some peace in your life? Or do you want to grow a family? Do you want to rekindle relationships within the family? Do you want to start a family? You know, start thinking, spread out your thoughts emotionally. Where do you want to be? Spiritually, where do you want to be? Relationships. Am I starting to turn the brain on and get you brainstorming and thinking of ideas? Use your imagination, be creative, and start to visualize to figure out what you actually want. You see, when I'm talking to you, and I say something like roll in the waves, like that's my dream. I want to live in this very modest, humble beach house. If I'm given a grand beach house, yes, please, I will accept. But this quaint, kind of cottage like has to have a front wrap around porch. Definitely has to have that. I'd love one on stilts. Um, and just this breathtaking view of the ocean, and there's palm trees around. I can see that. Like I can actually taste the salt water in my mouth when I am thinking about swimming in that ocean, sitting in that sand. That is where you want to get yourself. Now, if you're starting, it's going to be really hard to get there, but I've been practicing this a long time, and I can totally visualize. I even know what I'm wearing, what bathing suit I have on. I can totally see it. I can hear the waves, and I can taste that salt in the ocean water, and I see the birds flying and the palm trees waving, and I know what palm trees sound like when they, rustle in the wind. So that's the visualization, and that is for another show, but that's key. But let me tell you, the key to figuring out what you do want is kind of starting with what you don't want in your current life. Um, so I'll say that again. When you're really, really stuck, think about what you don't want in your life and flip it to the opposite. So if you don't like the disharmony in your family relationships, think about joyful, happy, fun relationships that go out together and do things and that are helpful and supportive. That's how you figure out what you do want, is by flipping what you don't want over to the opposite. I don't want you living in a current state where it's like Groundhog Day over and over again, when you just repeat the same day, same thing over and over again. No, you are much more worthy. You deserve some excitement, some different things, activities. You deserve the world. And I'm here to tell you that today you deserve more than what you've got, even if you are blessed beyond belief. You deserve more because you know why? You are the inspiration for the people who are stuck. You are that inspiration to help them want more for themselves. So go bigger, and go bigger. I want to, before our next break, I've been shuffling these cards since the show started today, and it's Super Attractor by Gabby Bernstein. I want to just see, whoops, I keep hitting the mic. Sorry about that. I just want to see what message comes out for us as a group today, and for the replay when viewers watch it again. What do we need to know? What do we need to know about attracting our best lives? What do you have for us today, universe? Give it to us. All right, I'm going to pull one out and let's see what it says. It says, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease. that I've never known before. So get connected to spirit, whatever that is for you, and find that sense of knowing that you know that you know that you know that what is best for you and easiest for you is going to come and flow into your life. So hold that thought. I'm Tanya Butson, and you're listening to The Show. I'd like to make sure we have plenty of time to learn more about the law of attraction. Don't forget to call in, ask me a question, win that 45-minute complimentary consult, and we can start discussing your personal manifestation of your best life. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back on the Show with Tanya Butson. We have been speaking about the basics of the law of attraction. Now I want to dive deeper into how to utilize the law of attraction for your benefit. But first, I want to check in. Did you guys write down at least 3 things that you'd like to see come to fruition in your life? Let me see. Can I think of 3 things off the top of my head? My beach house property, my beachfront property, um, financial independence, and fitness and health. Those are my 3 aspirations currently. To dream bigger, I would love to give my children paid for houses um, on the beach with me so that they could bring their families and raise them water babies. See, my mind is just starting to go like, ooh, this sounds really, really good. And then, the private jet to fly in everybody and have a wonderful family reunions and things like that. So, see, that's the imagination, that's the fantasy. So, I hope you have 3 things written down. And if you don't, keep writing during the show. So, let's get back on track. I want to let you know a little bit more in depth about the law of attraction and why is it so beneficial to know about it. Well, the law of attraction can be broken down into 7 mini laws, which I will introduce to you today, but I will save for another show to dive deeper into each one of them. But here we go. The law of manifestation, the law of magnetism, the law of unwavering desire, the law of delicate balance, the law of harmony, the law of right action, and the law of universal influence. So it's kind of complicated, but it's not, because there is 3 laws within the 7 laws of the law of attraction. I just told you it wasn't complicated. But this is the part to focus on. Remember, I told you earlier in the show, remember, like attracts like. That's all you need to know. Now, to implement it into your life, these are the 3 takeaways. Ask for what you want. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it. And if you don't know, you're definitely not going to get it. So, this is why you actually have to sit down, think about it, put it on a piece of paper, and then you're going to ask for what you want. And then this, for some people, is the trickiest part. Believe you can get it. Believe you can get it. A lot of people get stuck there. I get it. It's hard. You have to have faith. You have to believe something you can't see, something that has sometimes always seemed impossible that you're asking for. Um, a poor medical report with a short prognosis, that's when it can be very difficult to believe and have faith that you can return to perfect health. But if you don't try, you will never know, and the outcome isn't very promising. So, why wouldn't you do this? So, ask for what you want, believe you can get it. And then for other people, this is where it's hard, allow it and receive it. So, for me, those are the hardest parts. Allowing isn't so hard anymore. It once was. The receiving is my block, and I'm getting better at it. But everybody's at a different place with this. And if you're starting out, the very first step can be very torturing. So, but I promise you, it gets easier. And then you get to the next step and it seems difficult. And then you get past that and you start having faith. And then the receiving eventually gets easier too. And this all, like I said, has a lot to do with self love and self worth and self deserving. um, if you're not working on those things, attracting your best life is difficult, but it doesn't need to be. Give me a shout for some life coaching, and I'll get you there. Um, and speaking of that, feel free to reach out to me. I love hearing from different people around the world especially on Instagram. I talk to people all the time with personal messages. Facebook, you can email me organically meta at outlook.com. You can find me on the website organicallymeta.ca. There's so many ways to reach out, ask a question, schedule a service. It's Reiki. It is Heal Your Life coaching. I can go through meditation with you, and I can do consults on topics that you want to specifically hone into. So, you know, it's it's so achievable. Everybody can change their life. Everybody can remember who you are. But the first easy steps to change is to stop the stinking thinking and realize what your true and real potential is. So this is what's so important, is taking that initiative to want change. A lot of people kind of dabble in, oh, I wish I could. I wish I did this. I wish I had this. Well, make your wishes come true. All you need to do is take that first step outside the comfort zone and try a different grocery store. Go to a different town, take a vacation. I know people close to me who would not take time off work and had 6 weeks vacation. What? Give me your vacation time. I am happy to take it and go on vacation. Yeah. Do you know what you're missing on all levels when you don't take that vacation? The vacation is there for a reason. It is to rehabilitate, for one, from the stress of being in the grind and the rat race every single day. It is to slow down and to become more aware. It is to give your body and mind a break. That's like a staycation. If you go somewhere, wow, the sky's the limit depending on where you're going. It can be fun, it can be adventure, creativity, be painting, it can be you know, swimming, sailing, rock climbing. The sky's the limit. It really is. And then you're going to shatter when you get to the edge of the sky, you're going to shatter through it and you're going to go for those even bigger dreams. So just to be mindful that you are deserving of something different than what you live every single day. You are worthy of reaching the dreams that you have if you are lucky to have them. Do you have 3 things written down yet on your piece of paper? I hope you do. If you don't, how about I help you with that? How about You get your pen and paper if there's nothing on your paper or you want to add to it. How about you write perfect health, number one. Number two, happiness, feeling happiness inside. Number three. All right, I'll put number three as wealth. So I'm going to make this modest. $100,000 in your savings account. Okay. So perfect health, happiness inside out, and $100,000 of nest egg money. Just carefree, easy breezy, $100,000. What do I do with the kind of thing? And there you go. No excuses. I just gave you the answers to the test. So when we come back in the fourth segment, I'm going to go over the actual steps. I kind of gave you the law within the law of what were they? You must ask, and then you must believe, and then you must receive. Write those things down. Ask, believe, receive. I think it's four things. I'm going to break all of the experts out there and I'm going to say it is ask, it is believe, it is allow, and that is receive. But then I can add things in the front of that and on the back of that. There's just not enough time in a show to go over all this stuff. So guess what? I'll have to do more shows. But remember from the first part of the show today, I spoke about intention. That really to me is the secret. If you have no intention of how something is going to complete, then the universe is going to do with it what it thinks you want to be done with it. So you really need to set your intentions. It's huge. There's a lot of misunderstanding with the universe. They go based on how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and it can be highly misinterpreted. That's why I don't like sarcasm. Sarcasm can be read as what you actually want, and then the universe will serve it to you. And you're going, oh my gosh, I was just joking about that. The universe didn't realize that. So be careful about that sarcasm. Yeah, I got to take another break. I could talk about this forever. This is one of my favorite topics. When I'm hanging out with my friends, I'll be talking about this and I will be learning from them. How are you manifesting that? How did you get that? How did you get that so quickly? Like, what are you doing? And I feed off of what they've got to tell me. And it is such a deep, awesome conversation. So let's continue that conversation. We're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we're going to find out the first easy steps to change your stinking thinking into thoughts of real potential. We'll be back soon. Don't go away. Welcome back. Well, I've been discussing while on break with the show producer, Emily, about what we've been talking about. And she's like, oh, I'm so inspired now to make a vision board. And she said that she even texted her mom and said, hey, let's do a vision board together. It's so fun and I highly recommend it. And I'm so glad she was inspired from the topics that we're discussing today to do that, because vision boards are very potent ways. You got to be looking at them, okay? You can't just make it and put it in your closet. You can, to agree, you can put that intent out there and let it go and completely surrender, and you would be surprised what actually comes through. But looking at it daily is the point of the vision board. And it just gave me an idea. Maybe we can do vision boards on a show one time, and I can tell you a little bit more about it. But yeah, if you're feeling inspired to do anything after this topic that we're discussing today, it is your inner ding nudging you to do it. So go get your Bristol board and find all your photos, glue and scissors, and go to town. And it does not have to be perfect. It's a collage of your dreams. Okay, as long as it's got your dreams on there. So let's get back on track. You know, I love this topic. Talk about it for hours. I was a little concerned how I was going to fill the hour, but the show's almost over. So let's get you into the nitty gritty of the steps. Okay, so some people might disagree with this one with me, but I'm going to say that the most prominent first step is you have a thought. Now, majority of people are having negative thoughts. So the second step is change the thought to a positive thought. So you have to be mindful and you have to be aware of what is going on in your mind. So it takes some practice. Don't give up. You can do this. Okay, start small. So have a thought, change it to the positive. Now ask for what you want. Okay, so I've got a thought. It's raining today. Oh, I'm going to change that. Oh, the sun is shining in the summer, and I love the summer. Ask for what I want. I want a beachfront property along the ocean, not the lake. I'm being very specific. I want it along the ocean. I'm allowing the universe to pick what ocean. I've got some ideas, but I don't have anything set in stone. And I believe the universe has my best interest at heart and knows where that is and has the perfect place picked out for me. Then the next thing is believe it will happen. Oh, it is going to happen. 100%. I am not staying in 6 months worth of Canadian winters anymore. I loved winter as a kid and I've grown out of it. I don't ski. I toboggan once in a while. I don't snowshoe. I don't have any use for winter other than Christmas. I don't need to be in this weather. I like hot. I like humid. I like um, sand. I like the ocean. I like sunsets. I like sunrises. I like birds. I like palm trees. See, I can visualize this. So I believe this is going to happen like nothing. It's coming. It's already here. It's already in my vortex. I just have to get. I'm going into a different show here, but I am going to that frequency where my beach home is. And I can taste it. I can taste it. It's really, really close. I believe it. When I first started with this, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a dream for me. Mm-mm. It's going to happen. It's happening. It's happening. It's happened. Then you let it go to the universe. All right. Or God, whatever. I say universe, you just plug in whatever suits you best. It has to resonate. So let it go to the universe. So, what does that mean? You have to surrender. You have to surrender the control of trying to make it. You have to surrender the control of how it's going to happen. You have to surrender the obsessive thoughts. That's the hard one. They're all difficult when you're used to controlling everything in your life and planning. And I can speak, I'm a type A planner. My time is precious. Like, you got to just surrender and trust that it's going to happen because you want it bad enough. And then there's the awareness for it manifesting. So that means you got to slow down and you got to look about you and you've got to heed the messages that the universe is sending to you, because in that awareness are answers. So I'll give you an example. I had a client doing an oracle reading with me. She was texting me prior to us starting because she couldn't get on Zoom. And when I was typing to her, I was already centered. I was already ready to do the reading. And when I was typing to her to try to tell her how to get onto Zoom, I typed something incorrectly and it wrote drowning. And I'm like, that's so bizarre. I've never had that autocorrect before to that word. And then I went, oh, the reading has already started. This drowning belongs to her. And that was my awareness in the moment to realize the universe was sending me divine wisdom and knowledge. And sure enough, when I went on to speak to her, she almost drowned when she was 5 years old and she hasn't healed from it. That was me being aware of the manifestation. I had asked for divine guidance for that reading, and it showed up right there in my text. So awareness is key because you're going to miss a bazillion messages if you're not aware. And then you must allow it. The allowing can be difficult, but if you know your worth and you know you're deserving, the allowing and receiving can be super simple. So allowing it into your frequency, allowing it into your vortex, and allowing it into your being so that it is presented to you. And then you are able to say, yes, please, I receive. And then that is how you manifest your desires, your aspirations, your goals, your successes, and your best life. So let's repeat. You have a thought, it's likely negative. Change it to a positive. Ask for what you want. Believe it will happen. Let it go to the universe. Awareness for it manifesting. Allow it, and finally receive it. Okay? And have gratitude for it. I've showed to you. See, this is a very big topic, but those are your basics. Now, keep that sheet of paper that you have with you where you can see it every day. Tape it to your dashboard of your car if you're in your car every day, or put it on your mirror, your fridge. I want to see those things come alive for you. All right? So take the leap and change your life 360. Contact me, Tanya at Organically Meta. I help you find authentic solutions to your life's problems that help you heal your life and move you into being all that you are. Do you know who you are? You are so powerful. To be inspired and learn all about myself, follow Organically Meta on Facebook and Instagram. You can also reach me directly at organicallymeta.ca. Again, organicallymeta.ca. To start the journey of remembering who you are and creating your best life, I leave you weekly with these 3 words to say. I love myself. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Om Show. I am so grateful, so grateful to have many of you joining me each week, and love your feedback and comments. Please share the show with your friends. Tell them if this is a topic that they're going to love. Tell them to check it out. Please join me every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern. The next show on the Om Show is with our American friends. They're going to be celebrating July 4th. So guess what? We will be offering a replay of the episode 6 with Bam Bouncers. If you missed that show, tune in to see how Alicia Egan can motivate you into a healthier mind and body through fun and fitness. Be sure to tune in July 4th, Independence Day for our American friends. And in the meantime, make it a great week, and I'll see you back here next Tuesday.
You have been listening to The Om Show with Tanya Butson on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, where Tanya encourages you to experience yourself through love. This new energy allows you to become brave, to take the first step towards healing and thriving. Shift from longing to creating, to discover that there is something better. You will never ever have to settle for being in a state of perpetual darkness again. For more information, visit organicallymeta.ca. Again, organicallymeta.ca.